suitcase. And I want to know what the hell kind of suitcase, what kind of suitcase they selling that cover up by dead body smell and everything. Where somebody could just ride around with it. So like somebody car just stinking of a hole. And so what kind of damn suitcase is this? Y'all, whatever it is, y'all don't need to make them no more. Because apparently it's been hiding dead bodies. That's not okay. Okay. And this is Lala News 3, and thanks for tuning in to another episode. And in this episode, I'll actually be discussing, unfortunately, an aunt who was arrested after two dead children were found in her vehicle at a traffic stop. Okay, so you guys know where to reach me at. It's a sad story, so I do want to let you know a disclaimer for those that may be sensitive to the subject. Please do not watch the video. There's many others for you to choose from on my channel. Please select one of those, but I am giving a disclaimer up front. It is kind of gruesome details at some point. Okay, so for those of you that need to turn it off, feel free to do so now. I won't feel bad. Okay. So I am Lala News 3. You guys know where to reach me at all social media platforms at Lala News 3, as well as podcasting, YouTube, and a couple other shows and new links that I'll have for you guys soon. So, in this episode, the aunt. So picture this. Okay. Take me back. Picture this. Imagine all of that. Okay. So Nicole Johnson, who is 33, that this is the aunt of the children. She gets pulled over in Essex, Maryland. And when officers told her that they had to tow her car because she had no license, including fake tags and registration. So I'm assuming she got pulled over for the fake tags and registration. Okay. And then we found out it wasn't a license involved either. So you driving all the way dirty. I don't think you can get no dirtier than that. So no tag means we going to pull you over. Then usually people have some form of paperwork saying they just purchased the vehicle, something going on, whatever it may be. Okay, at the end of the day, you was asking to get pulled over. You was begging for somebody to pull you over, baby. I'm just saying. And then you didn't have no license. So once the officers told her that they had to tow the vehicle, she actually responded, "It don't matter. I won't be." Excuse me, guys. So my screen blacked out. Took too long. Okay. So she said, "It don't matter. I won't be here in 5 days." And those are what the court documents are stating, as well as whatever reports that are associated with the case. Okay. She said, "Y'all gonna see me on the news making my big debut." So I don't know what the hell that means as far as it won't matter. I won't be here in 5 days. She did give a specific number. Y'all gonna see me on the news making my big debut. They opened the trunk and they actually find two severely malnourished bodies. One is in a suitcase and one is in a plastic tote or container, you know, like the ones that people use to put their dog food in, or extra clothes, odds and ends around the house, you know, the Christmas tree, whatever it is that you, Christmas ornament, you know, it's a multi-purpose item. Apparently, though, it's not supposed to be used for bodies. Okay, so, and they did say severely malnourished, which is a damn shame. She ought to be shamed. So that's definitely not okay. Anywho, the bad part is, keep in mind I did mention she was the aunt of the children, and the reason being that she had temporary custody of the niece, which was a 7-year-old named Jocelyn, and that's Joshlyn Johnson, and the nephew, 5-year-old Larry O'Neal. Okay, so she actually told police that she got mad at the niece, the 7-year-old niece, in May of 2020 and struck her multiple times, causing her to hit her head on the floor. So she put her in a suitcase when the child went unconscious. So she hit her head on the floor after you beat her. Basically, she beat the baby to death. That's what happened. She beat her, and then she claimed she hit her head. And then she was unconscious, so she just decided to pack her up and put her in a little Samsonite or a little suitcase. And I want to know what the hell kind of suitcase, what kind of suitcase they selling that cover up dead body smell and everything, where somebody could just ride around with it. So like somebody's car just stinking of a hole. And so what kind of damn suitcase is this? Y'all, whatever it is, y'all don't need to make them no more, because apparently it's been hiding dead bodies. That's not okay. Okay, so maybe it shouldn't be for that. Maybe it's just that that's not what the hell is used for. Like, wow. Anywho, the bodies actually were, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the brother. So now in May of 2020, is when the Jocelyn, the 7-year-old niece, was actually killed or died or whatever have you. It's up to whatever they decide to do with the case there on that. In May, though, the brother actually had an injury to his leg, which that was this May, 2 months ago, and 3 months ago, whatever it was, because August just rolled over. Anywho, in May, the brother had an injury to his leg. He said he wasn't feeling well, so he went and laid down, and she claimed he just died. She then placed his body in a plastic tote, put him in the trunk next to the suitcase that his sister's body was in. This is horrible. Like, who, what, okay. The bodies have actually been transported to the coroner's office for actually a full autopsy and also a cause of death. And then the sister, who is actually her sister, so the auntie sister, who is actually the children's mother. I know you guys were waiting probably on where's the mother in this whole scene. Well, the mother has arrived. How about the mother been trying to arrive? So let me tell you what happened. So she was having a hard time. The children's mother was having a hard time raising them. So she left them in the custody of her sister, who is Miss Johnson, who was in custody for actually murdering or killing or riding around with these dead bodies. And she left them with her in July of 2019 after she moved from Ohio to Maryland and was having a hard time getting on her feet. So her sister, which is what family members do sometimes, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your granny, somebody maybe will keep your kid or, you know, whatever have you, until you get on your feet. That's not unusual. People have heard of that before. I'm sure some of you out there have been some of those children that stayed with some other family member for a short time in your life, whether you knew it or not. You probably thought you was on a long vacation. However, it is what it is. Okay, so the sister said that she actually, or the children's mother, she tried to contact them numerous times, but was unsuccessful. She said the auntie wasn't answering. At one point, she said she told her sister that she would give the kids back to her, and then when she showed up, she wasn't there at the agreed meeting spot. She said that happened a few times, that she stopped answering the phone and things of that nature, so she actually didn't know what was happening with her kids or her sister. And then the Baltimore police stated that Johnson actually faces multiple charges, including first-degree child abuse that resulted in the death of a child under the age of 13. And I'm sure once the autopsy comes back, there will probably be more charges that will be added on to the case, because I don't see it just being first-degree child abuse that resulted in the death of a child under 13. That is a charge. However, there's 2 children, and they say she's facing multiple charges. And multiple charges sounds about right, because this is ridiculous. It's horrible, and you ought to be shamed. Like, who the... Then the mother was trying to get the child back to no avail. Can you imagine giving your kids to somebody that's a family member, a sister, thinking that they're in great care, and next thing you know, guess what? You don't hear from your kids again. And they in a suitcase and in a Rubbermaid tote in somebody's trunk riding around like 2 nobodies, malnourished and deceased. Like, what? I couldn't even imagine. My heart goes out to the mother. That is awful and horrible. Whatever happens to this lady, I don't know if she needs mental help, if something else is going on with that, because it got to be something else underlying with all of this. It can't just be that, because nobody in a right mind literally is going to ride around with children, dead children, on top of that, in the vehicle. And with no tags, no registration, and no driver's license, you wanted to be caught. That was a cry for help. She might as well just drove him to the hospital and put the totes, tell him to do something, at least give him a proper burial. She should have did something, because it's the same thing she did if she riding around with no license, the way she was with the bad registration and dead body smell in the bag. Go figure. Rest in paradise to the children, as well as my condolences to the mother. Sad story. And, I guess we'll wait and see, you guys. Check it out. It is a story out of Baltimore. And it is Nicole Johnson. And that is the aunt arrested after 2 dead children were found in the trunk of the vehicle. And that will be a 7 and 5-year-old. Very sad. Tragic. I really don't like reporting on stuff like this, but sometimes somebody got to tell it. Alright, well, let me know what you guys think. Any other developing information on this story that anyone might have after this is dropped, please feel free to comment as well. Email me also, LMFierceReview@gmail.com. And you can locate me on all social media platforms at LalaNews3. And I'm out.